Picture this. IShowSpeed standing on live TV on Fox Sports. Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Thierry Henry sitting right next to him. Two of the greatest footballers who ever lived. And Speed grabs the mic and says with zero hesitation, Ronaldo is winning the 2026 World Cup. Y'all heard it from me. Zlatan immediately snatches the mic away and pushes him off the set. The internet explodes. But here's the thing. What if Speed is right? This isn't just a random prediction from a YouTuber. Speed has been saying this for over a year. After Portugal won the Nations League by beating Spain on penalties, he went on Fox Sports and said, "The Nations League was just the appetizer. The World Cup is the real meal, and Portugal's got it." And now the World Cup is actually here. Ronaldo is 41 years old. This is his 6th World Cup, his last World Cup ever. And the one trophy that has escaped him his entire legendary career is sitting right there. 41 years old, 143 international goals, 226 caps, 5 Ballon d'Or awards, Champions League titles, Euro 2016, everything, except a World Cup. And Speed is standing in the middle of a stadium with 55 million YouTube subscribers, screaming that this is finally the year. So what actually happens if he's right? First, let's talk about Portugal's squad. Because Speed isn't just being emotional here. Portugal are genuinely one of the most dangerous teams at this tournament. Bruno Fernandes pulling the strings in midfield. Bernardo Silva with his vision and intelligence. João Felix creating chaos in attack. And 4 players, Nuno Mendes, João Neves, Vitinha, and Gonçalo Ramos, arriving at this World Cup fresh from winning the UEFA Champions League with Paris Saint-Germain. Champions League winners, walking straight into a World Cup. That is not a weak squad. That is a squad built to win. And leading them is a 41-year-old man who has dedicated the last decade of his career to this single moment. But let's be honest about something. The doubters have a point too. Ronaldo missed clear chances in Portugal's warm-up game against Nigeria. He was substituted off in the 65th minute. At 41, his legs are not what they were at 21 or 31. The question everyone is asking is not whether Ronaldo was great. Everyone knows he was great. The question is whether he is still great enough, right now, in 2026. At 41 years old. And that question is exactly why this World Cup is the most compelling story in football. Now imagine Portugal wins their group. They beat DR Congo, they beat Uzbekistan, they beat Colombia. Ronaldo scores a couple of goals. The world starts paying attention. Speed is losing his mind at every single game, watching from the stands, screaming, crying, backflipping. His streams pulling millions of viewers every match. And then the knockout rounds begin. Every match becomes more dramatic than the last, because everyone knows what is at stake. Not just a trophy, not just a tournament, a legacy. The final piece of the greatest career in football history. Ronaldo scores in the quarterfinals. He scores in the semifinals. And suddenly, the impossible feels possible. Speed is everywhere. On Fox Sports, on his streams, in stadiums. Screaming, I told you, sui sui sui. Zlatan watching from the studio, saying nothing. And then the final. Ronaldo steps onto the biggest stage in the world. 41 years old, in his last ever World Cup match, with Speed somewhere in that stadium going absolutely insane. And the entire planet watching. Because this is not just a football match anymore. This is the end of an era. Win or lose, this is the last time Cristiano Ronaldo plays in a World Cup. And every single person watching knows it. Now let's say Portugal wins. The final whistle blows. Ronaldo falls to his knees. He has done everything in football. Everything. And in this moment, he does the one thing he has never done before. He lifts the World Cup trophy. And somewhere in that stadium, a 20-year-old YouTuber with 55 million subscribers who has been backing this man for years, is crying louder than anyone else in the building. Because Speed called it. A year ago, on live TV with Zlatan trying to push him off the set, he called it. The internet would break. Not crack, not slow down. Break. Every clip of Speed predicting this goes viral simultaneously. The moment Zlatan pushed him off the set replayed millions of times. Ronaldo on his knees holding the trophy. Speed in the stands losing his mind. Two of the most followed people on the internet in the same moment of pure joy. And here's what makes this story bigger than football. Speed has 55 million subscribers, most of them young, most of them watching their first ever World Cup because of Ronaldo, because of Speed. A generation of kids who discovered football through a YouTuber screaming "Sui" at the top of his lungs. And if Portugal wins this World Cup, that generation never forgets it. The moment Speed was right. The moment Ronaldo got everything. The moment the last piece of the greatest career in football history finally fell into place. Portugal's first game is June 17th against DR Congo in Houston. The journey starts there. And somewhere in that stadium, Speed will be watching, believing, like he always has. So the question isn't whether Speed is crazy for making this prediction. The question is simple. What if he's right? Drop a comment below. Do you think Portugal can actually win the World Cup? Are you on Speed's side, or do you think he's wrong? Subscribe for more what-if scenarios every week, and watch this next, because the next one is even wilder.